Now this is the challenge. Most people, when they set up a foundation, they have a geographic focus, they have an issue focus, they have an organizational focus, or some kind of blend of those three things. In our case with the Patterson Foundation, we literally have an unfettered charter. Even though Dorothy for 10 years worked with her foundation, she did not want to change how the document was read to be specific. She wanted to leave the decisions unrestricted on what would happen. And that's daunting, quite frankly, because if you have a sense of direction, you know where to go. But she gave us this unrestricted charter. So you go, that's interesting. So what we did, because again, honoring donor intent, donor values, we did all the research we could. We talked to family members, we talked to professional advisors, we talked to neighbors, anybody we could find. We're still discovering people who might know them here, the Pattersons here or there. What we discerned, we even interviewed the 12 nurses who took care of Dorothy towards the end of her life, because we wanted to really understand this person. What we discerned over time is the reason she left the foundation with an unrestricted charter is she knew she had wealth, that she had married into wealth, but she didn't consider it hers. So she wanted future generations, because it is established in perpetuity, to make the decisions as was most appropriate according to the values that came from the money and herself. So we took this unrestricted charter. We live in a land that is incredibly philanthropic already, and we thought that we should take advantage of the flexibility, opportunity, and responsibility that Dorothy gave us to do things for the future. People now are helping on the now, and we look beyond the what is into the what can be. So we're unique. We say often over and we're unique, which we are, but we're even unique in our governing structure. We don't have a board, but rather we have a designation committee, and the designation committee is 3 individuals. John Berteau, who I mentioned earlier, is the chairman. The other person is Rick Gregoria, and we are fortunate this morning Dan Bailey is here. Dan, if you could do a little raise there, that'd be lovely. Okay, Dan Bailey. These are the 3 people who are absolutely committed to doing what is right with the values to make an impact. They're much more than a board. They're the keepers of the legacy. So we work very closely with this group who allows us to be agile and adaptable and forward thinking. We even staff uniquely. We continually push ourselves to think about what the future should be rather than what the is. So rather than staffing up, we have a staff of 3 people, myself, Nancy Henry, who's our office manager, Carol Lipp, who supports all of our initiatives. Other than the 3 of us, everyone that we work with are independent contractors. Some of our independent contractors help us across all of our initiatives, and some just work on certain initiatives. But what that allows us is we can play way above our bench strength because we can contract with part-time folks at a higher level with an expertise that we could never staff up as a long-term institution. Plus, it gives us the agility to move as we figure out what talents we need to bring to particular issues. Some people work with us across all of them. And one would be communications, because communications, technology, and financial thrivability are really what our focus is, and you're going to hear me talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So on the communications strategies, we work with our partners, Cap Brand Marketing, and today Sam Stern is here. He looks like he's the AV guy, but he's really much more than that. We're actually, this is a moment of pride. I must share this. Yesterday, we're very much into Twitter, Facebook, blogging, and communicating is really big to us. Yesterday, a couple weeks ago, Sam presented for Patterson at a national conference. Yesterday, his blog was posted nationally, so we're very excited that the council have found it. So, well done, Sam. We're proud of you. So yeah, that's like our first national blog that got posted. So that's, I mean, now it goes through, everything goes through cyberspace, but that was like super cool. So that's our communications. Our technology, web platforms, what are the business models associated with that? Rusty Coates helps us there. Our financial thrivability is not only Patterson's financial thrivability, but our partners' financial thrivability. And we work with Valerie Law, who keeps all of our numbers straight the way they're supposed to be. And we work with Kirkring Barbario on our other models outside of the Patterson, in addition to them being our auditors. So that's across all of our lines. And then I will talk in just a few minutes about our individual initiatives that we have.